Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel, We're the Movie Couple. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And here's our non-spoiler review for Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Godzilla, King of the Monsters is directed by Dougherty and stars Kyle Chandler, Vera Farmiga, Millie Bobby Brown, Ken Watanabe, and Ziyi. I remember seeing the trailer for King of the Monsters Comic-Con last year. I think that's when they dropped it.
Oh, you actually got to see like when they first dropped it?
Well, I mean, I wasn't in Hall H, but like, you know, in my hotel room.
Oh, yeah.
By myself. I was very, very intrigued because when a movie is called King of the Monsters, this automatically means we're getting the kaijus. And obviously, if you saw the trailer, see any of the marketing, you know there's tons of kaijus in this movie. And I'll be the first one to say, with the previous Godzilla film, I thought it was okay, but I thought they focused more on the human versus the Godzilla and the kaijus. And what I wanted to see when I walk into a Godzilla film is I want to see the kaijus fight. Like Ken Watanabe says, let them fight. And I didn't get that with the previous movie. But this one, I have to say, I am so content with the monsters.
And that's the thing. In the very first one, that was kind of like the biggest complaint. Oh, we never got to really see Godzilla until the very end. This movie, they completely like, we hear you. We are adding a whole bunch more Godzilla, a whole bunch more monsters, and they even showed you a ton of it in the trailers. So you knew that you were going to get more Godzilla in this movie. So they heard you on one aspect, and that's absolutely right. They had so much more monsters, so much more Godzilla. However, everything else kind of was like out the window, like script. We don't need that. We've got Godzilla. Story, character development. Don't need any of that.
I will say it's definitely, those things that you mentioned are definitely the weaker part of the movie. Does it make it a less entertaining movie? I don't think so. I think not so much the story, I think the motivation behind why everything has happened was a little bit weak. I enjoy all of these actors, and it's not just the ones that we named off in the beginning of the movie. Bradley Whitford is in this movie. Sally Hawkins is in this movie. There's so many people that give great performances. And so this is not like when we say we don't like the characters, we don't mean that their acting suck, because they don't.
No,
we just mean it's more like the dialogue.
The writing, the dialogue. There is some dialogue that these actors deliver to the best of their abilities. But it's one of those lines that was meant to be serious, and everyone in the audience started laughing.
It took one person, somebody at like the front row was like, bah! And it kind of had the ripple effect. So that definitely human like story arc, character development, none of that. It was very not present. Again, though, if you're walking into a film called, to me anyways, in my opinion, if you're walking into Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and you're looking for human stories, I think you may want to try again in a different movie. Because for me, Godzilla, King of Monsters meant I wanted to see kaiju fight, and I could not be more satisfied in this movie. These shots with the monsters, I'm like rolling up my sleeves, I'm ready. These shots with all these kaijus, you have Godzilla, you have Mothra, you have Rodan, you have Ghidorah, and they just look freaking phenomenal. There's a couple of snapshots that they have to Godzilla. Oh, guys, it looks so good. Like,
there were some really cool moments, yeah.
I can't wait to own this on home TV just so I can watch all the monster parts, to be honest with you.
And I do have to admit, a lot of it, it's very well shot, it's very beautiful, really cool CGI, and there was a lot of moments where you're like, yeah, and it kind of got you hyped up. However, one thing that I do think that the first Godzilla movie did incredibly well was the monster payoff at the end. And they might have pissed off a lot of people with the, oh, you're only going to barely see the see Godzilla in the first one. Yeah. Only here, and then, but at the very end, they had moments where you were like...
where he was like...
Yeah, when he opens up that monster's mouth and just breathes fire into it, you're sitting there going, whoa! Yes, I've been waiting an hour and a half for this.
This is true.
There were some moments that I was like, haha, that's cool. But in this one, I didn't think there was ever that big of a payoff to, there were some cool fights. And and there were some cool moments, but there was never a super geek out moment, for me at least.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to agree to disagree on that, because
and that's perfectly all
right.
right.
I sat in the seat next to you and just like very giddy the whole time any of the monsters were on the screen. They look beautiful. Like Godzilla just looked like this badass, like walking towards the screen and nostril flares. Oh,
that was a cool.
With the way it lights up, and then everything lights up the sky, and when they battle each other, Mothra is like the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Wow, I judging this 100%, like if I were to give it like on the scale of 1 to 10, monster stuff get 10 out of 10, humans get 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10.
No, I probably would have given the humans a little bit less, because honestly, everything with the human story I found to be very convoluted, very what? Wait, why? That doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that?
There are a lot of things that do happen out of convenience, where there's a scene with Millie Bobby Brown where she's kind of alone and she kind of does a thing, and
and then
things
leaves.
So things that happen are quite convenient, and there is quite a bit of like plot holes where I was like, but if that's we have.
And then also her dad, who
Kyle Chandler,
he also was very much there's all of these military people around, and they're like, he's like, nope, we're gonna do this, and everyone listens to him. I'm like, why would you listen to him?
He's a scientist.
True, and don't get me wrong, everything he said turned out to be right, but I wouldn't think that most people that were in the military would just be randomly like taking this guy's word.
To be fair, it's not just military. He was working with Monarch. So
True.
They are military people with military training and skills, but they are still part of Monarch. They're not U.S. government.
Okay.
Which is, and you know, they
I would buy that.
So that's how I make things work, and that's how I would argue that. So before we give our rating, I would want to tell you guys that if you feel like you needed to see the previous Godzilla film before going to this one, you don't need to. This is a very much standalone movie. You can see it on its own. You worry about not knowing. They connect a little. You don't need to see the previous film in order to understand this one. They explain it pretty well. If you're worried about what is Monarch, they're going to tell you about it. It's fine. You can go in blind if you've never seen a Godzilla film and still get it. I think as a summer blockbuster, this is so entertaining, so much fun, and the monsters are awesome. So let's go ahead and give our rating. You want to go first?
Okay, I'm going to give it a matinee it. I thought that it was still visually cool, really cool to see, some really cool monsters, but everything else made it so I wasn't really that invested in the movie, and I felt a little taken out of the moments with Godzilla because of kind of like the stupid decisions of all the humans in there. So even though true, it's a Godzilla movie, you're there for Godzilla, you still needed to be supported by the human element. And I feel like that's where they failed, but then they had a lot of awesome Godzilla and a lot of awesome special effects. So definitely, if you're going to see it in the movies, but see if you can get it for matinee prices.
Wow, your rating kind of shocked me. I just thought you were going to give it a check it out. I was like, what? I enjoyed this movie so much. I'm going to give it a check it out. It is, what a great way to kick off your summer blockbuster movie-going experience. Go in it, go into the Dolby Surround Sound, whatever sound system that at the theater near you, go to it, enjoy it.
Oh, the music.
The music is fantastic. Yeah, go ahead and
awesome.
Enjoy all of that. Enjoy seeing the monsters battle out on screen. Yes, the human were definitely the weaker part, but I enjoyed it so much because all I wanted from the last one was seeing kaijus fight, and we yes, the payoff was great, but I just was not satisfied with the Godzilla footage. In this one, it's like they supersized it. I am 100% okay with it, so my rating is check it out. And you guys do stay after the credits for a end credit scene, and that's all
there
I
is
will
one.
tell you. Oh, Charles Dance is in this as well, and all I saw was Tywin Lannister.
The entire time.
I couldn't. I was like,
he was
Tywin
on there. I was like,
Lannister!
oh, it's Tywin. I guess Tyrion didn't kill him.
So you guys, that's it for this non-spoiler review. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Let us know what you think of the Godzilla movie when you see it in the comment section below. And I don't know.
Who is your favorite Godzilla monster?
That's what I was going to say. We should get married or something. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.